Today's video is going to be one that is a little bit hard for me to make. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Fortitude Fix. I hope you're well. My name is Deshauna and I make educational and lifestyle videos here on this channel. If you are new here, please go ahead and click that subscribe button, stick around, and join the fam. I would love to have you. If you have already subscribed and you are joining me for another video, thank you so much for coming back. And let's get into the video. Today's video is going to be one that is a little bit hard for me to make in an effort to continue with me being super transparent here on this channel. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into sickle cell. If you have not already seen the video that I made telling you all that I have sickle cell disease, go ahead and click this link right here. I will leave the video up in the iCards for you. I want to continue on this journey of talking about my sickle cell, how I deal with it, what it has been in my life, what it can do in my future, and hopefully something that I share here on this platform can be helpful to someone else who has sickle cell, and even those of you who do not. So as you can tell by today's video title, this is going to be how I travel with sickle cell disease. First off, I want to say a huge thank you to Janet. Janet is here on YouTube as well. Her channel is, I want to make sure I get this right, is Miss Jans, and I will leave her channel linked down below. But I came across her video while I was doing some research for this one, and she had a couple of things that I hadn't really thought about, so I decided to input them into this video as well. Go ahead and check the link down below in the description box to check out her channel and her video also. I want to also thank Jasmine from Beauty Within Sickle Cell. I will go ahead and link her channel down below as well. It was really refreshing to come across her channel as someone who has sickle cell, seeing as how she is not African American. And I think that so many folks think that sickle cell disease only affects Black people, and that is not true. My fellow warriors, Janet and Jasmine, you all are awesome, and I am sending you all the love that I can. I have sickle cell disease. I have type SC, which is the milder of the two, the other being SS. Having SC, I've actually strayed away from sharing my stories about sickle cell and living with sickle cell here on this platform and also in life, simply because I know that there are other people who have more crises than I do. There are people who have more hospitalizations and have had transfusions and things of that sort, and the disease is really affecting them in a way that it is not affecting me. And so for so long I felt kind of on the outskirts of this community simply because I couldn't necessarily relate to a lot of those other stories, but I am sharing my story anyway in hopes that someone out there can relate to my experience having SC. To my sickle cell warriors who are not at home right now, those of you who are in the hospital watching this, those of you who are unable to work, those of you who are struggling to kind of be there for your family and for your children simply because of this disease, my heart goes out to you. My first travel tip, and when I say travel, I am really coming from more of like an international, being on an airplane for a very long period of time, but even if you do not have sickle cell, these tips can be very useful for you as well. The very first tip that I have is to pray. Stay prayed up. I travel quite a bit and I pray every single time before I leave the house. My husband and I will pray together. We will ask for the safe travels going to and fro. We will also pray for our family, for our home in our absence, as well as our health while we are gone. I pray on the plane right before takeoff. For whatever reason, takeoff is exhilarating and sort of fun, but it's also part of like the most scary part of the flight for me. And so I pray during takeoff until we are good. I am praying on the runway. I am praying as we are moving, as we are backing out. I am praying as we are gaining speed, as we start to take off and ascend higher. I am praying until we reach, you know, that cruising altitude. I am praying. My next tip is to have very candid, open, and honest conversations with your doctors, whether that is your primary care doctor, your hematologist, if you were seeing other doctors. Be very open, ask the questions. Please tell them to not sugarcoat things for you. If you do not understand something that they are saying, ask them to explain it in another way for you. But have those conversations given your medical history, given your past experiences, and get their feedback if traveling is even something that they recommend for you to do. Part of going along with talking to your doctor is 2 more tips that kind of branch out of that one. One is to get a doctor's note, a letter from your doctors that share your diagnosis, that share any medications that you are on, that share really what's going on with you, so that you can keep that on you as you travel, just in case someone needs it. The second part of that is to make sure that you get all of the necessary blood work, all of the vaccinations that you need, and perhaps a transfusion before you go. Definitely getting all of that taken care of. And if you are an adult who has a young person traveling who has sickle cell, be their advocate. One of the most common risks associated with sickle cell in young kids is blood infection. So making sure that you're asking those questions and being completely honest with the history and things that your child with sickle cell has experienced when you're having those conversations. Another piece of traveling advice that I have for you is to notify your airline. Tell them beforehand that you have sickle cell. You can share with them bits and pieces from the doctor's letter that you have to help them understand if they're unfamiliar, but please just notify them before you take off. I would recommend giving them a call before you even get to the airport, just to let them know. Or you can let them know when you arrive, but the more time that they have, they can make special arrangements, like for example, having an oxygen tank that's there, that's ready for you. They might even kind of switch your seats so that you can be more comfortable and that they can keep a closer eye on you. So notify your airline. And my next tip is to know the closest location to where you can access medical care, whether that is a hospital or a specialized center that is very well versed in diseases of the blood, etc. A really awesome resource that I use is globalsicklecell.org. I will link it down below in the description box. If you go to this website, they have a medical care access map for different parts of the world if you're traveling internationally, and I think they also have some for the United States as well. So looking at that, getting the name, the location of the nearest place, so that if anything were to happen, you can let them know where to take you and you can just be ahead of the game. Another tip, these tips aren't in any particular order, but stay hydrated. Drink your water the night before your flight. Drink it when you get there. Drink it before you get there. Drink it when you're on the plane. Drink it at the end of the flight. Continue to drink water. Another tip, do not overdo it with activities. If you are flying, especially if you're flying for multiple hours, a really long flight, international, what have you, make sure that you are not overdoing it. Have that travel day just be that travel day. Don't try to travel all day, get off the plane, go to the club, eat some dinner, go drink. Try to just relax, because your body has been through a lot. Even if it doesn't necessarily feel like it, you've traveled for many hours and you want to make sure that you are rejuvenating instead of overdoing it. While you're on the plane, another tip is to get up and walk. This promotes healthy blood flow and reduces the risks of blood clots. Another tip I have is to travel with people that you know, love, and trust. Definitely, it's cool to go with friends, but also make sure that whoever it is that you're traveling with, knows your health status. Maybe share with them the doctor's letter so that they are well versed in what's going on, just in case for whatever reason you are not able to speak and advocate for yourself. Another tip that I have is to, if you have an iPhone like mine, go ahead and fill out some of the information in that medical ID. There's an app. I'm going to try to pull it up for you. If you go to usually it's like a health app, it's like the little heart. If you go there and go to the medical ID, go ahead and put I'll cover just a little bit, but it says medical ID there at the top. And so I have my first name, Deshauna, I have my birth date, and then in parentheses it tells you how old I am at the given time. Medical conditions, I put sickle cell disease, type SC, and then medications, I am not currently on any medications. However, I do take folic acid as I think about it. Hopefully it should be every day, but nobody's perfect. So I have folic acid in here, and then my blood type. This is something that can be accessed even if your phone is locked. You can press the center button, click emergency down at the bottom as if you were going to make an emergency call. Instead, go down to the bottom where it says medical ID. I'm not sure if you can see that very well, but if you click that, you can access it and it pulls right up, even though my phone is locked. So take advantage of that, fill that out, and then let someone else know that you have that there so they can access it if need be. And for my last tip, stay in contact with your loved ones back home. I know that for me, my contact outside of my husband is my mom. I love her. She raised me my entire life after my biological mom passed away. And so, I mean, nothing can make us tighter. And I often will check in with her while I am traveling abroad. So simply, if I have Wi-Fi there, I connect to the Wi-Fi and I can use Skype or WhatsApp to communicate with her, video chat with her. She does not have an iPhone, so we're unable to FaceTime or text over Wi-Fi. However, she does have Skype on her phone. I made sure, we've done some test calls every single time before I travel to make sure it works, and I check in with her, and I know that it just makes her feel a little bit better. So that brings us to the end of this video. If you have other tips, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. If I missed anything, or if you wanted to add to my list or elaborate, or if you don't have any tips, just go ahead and share with me one place that you've traveled that was beautiful. Where is the most beautiful place that you've ever traveled to? For me, I would say the most beautiful place that I've traveled to has to be the Maldives. When my husband and I went for our honeymoon, it's the most beautiful place. I love interacting with you all in the comment section. So as always, thank you all so much for watching. If you have not already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notification so you do not miss an upload from me. I upload here on my channel every week on Thursday, and then you might see a bonus video here or there. And don't forget to follow me over on my Instagram. I have shared some really awesome pictures of some of the places that I've been over on my Instagram. So go ahead and follow me there. I will put my handle just right here. It is at the Fortitude Fix. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, as well as Facebook. Thank you all so much, and I will see you right back here next time. Remember to always fill your cup. Bye.